Hey guys, and welcome to Overland NZ. You join me at the southern end of the Waipoua forest. Pretty cool place to be able to cruise through. If you haven't been here before, my name's Daniel. Just over there is my 2022 Toyota Fortuner. And I am on a journey at the moment to the top of New Zealand, which is that way somewhere. So the last couple of days I've spent exploring Mahuta and Reinga Beach and sort of a bit more southern of the Northland area. Today we're going to punch through the Waipoua forest and check out Tane Mahuta. And then we're going to basically jump on the ferry, shoot across the harbour and push as hard as we can to get to the top of New Zealand. Cape Reinga, 90 Mile Beach, you know what's coming up. Let's hit the road and go.
This episode is brought to you by Overland Navigator. With tracks and campsites all over New Zealand and all the details you need to explore, finding your next favourite spot has never been easier. Grab it from the app or the Play Store and start exploring today. So the Waipoua forest, as far as I understand, is relatively untouched New Zealand native bush that wasn't devastated, I guess, by the forestry that happened up here many moons ago. It is an absolutely stunning forest though, full of kauri trees and all sorts of incredible New Zealand native bush. And it's about, give or take, 20 kilometres long. And you can just sit back and cruise through, just some beautiful scenery. And it wasn't too long till we came up to the Tane Mahuta car park.
So right, Tane Mahuta, Lord of the Forest is the words I wanted earlier. And it's basically just a really big tree, which you can kind of see. But these trees take an incredibly long time to grow, and just the fact that it has gotten this big is just awesome. Like it's just huge. I have no idea how to show the scale of it. Like I'm 10 meters back from it and it dwarfs humans easily. So yeah, cool little thing just to stop in and have a look.
With the Waipoua forest out of the way, the push was on to get up to the Hokianga harbour and the ferry to get across and head further north.
It's a bit of a mad rush to get here. Roadworks the entire way, but we're on the boat heading across the Hokianga harbour. So from here on out, basically head north up to Kaitaia and yeah, should be good. But 20 bucks, well worth it. Saves you a trip all the way around the outside of the harbour. So I came for a bit of a cruise up the Takahui Saddle, expecting to get to the creek, which I've just found now actually, in the car. That is brutal. The trees are all over the track and basically smashing the roof and the sides, and so I found the first turnaround point in ages and I've just stopped back there, and I thought I'd just continue on foot and see if I can find this little creek. The track does run for miles this way. It's in Overland Navigator, of course, but that's as far as I'm going to go on this one. It's one of the ones that recommended not to go solo. So far it is just a scratchy old track, it's fine, but it does get worse the further in you get, so I just wanted to pop my nose in, have a quick look. I didn't expect it to get quite so brutal on the paintwork though. So this is the entrance here to the track. One day that'd be pretty cool to go and do, but just looking at the water here, that is just by this rock. That is deep, very, very deep. Yeah, so kind of, I had no plans of going up there anyway, so that's fine. but pretty cool little spot. It's kind of where I wanted to get to, but scratchy enough as it was, and it gets worse just through the gaps there, so that's all good. It's only 500 meters on foot. But yeah, cool spot. This will be a sweet one to come do one day, and I'm going to definitely be back to get up through the hills there. It would be epic. By this stage, I stopped taking every gravel road I could find because I really wanted to get to 90 Mile Beach. So you join me right at the bottom of 90 Mile Beach. It's a few hours later, and I'm just at Shipwreck Bay, which is behind me, and that runs now basically the entire way up. Sort of. I'm going to jump on the road just to get up to Waipoua. So yeah, 90 Mile Beach. Massive run now, miles north. Got a campsite in mind tonight that I want to try and get to, so see how it goes. It's beginning to rain, so I'm keen to nosy on out of here and see where we end up. But I'm here. According to my map, it's 112 kilometers to Cape Reinga. On the road, that's about an hour and a half, give or take. Well, when I'm going on the road. So I'm going to shoot back up to Waipoua from Shipwreck Bay here. And basically we're going to get on 90 Mile Beach and go. Mile Beach. Three or 4 days on the road, many adventures along the way, but we're here. This very beach that I'm standing on right now is 90 Mile Beach. We're at the southern end of it, let's say Waipoua. Obviously before I was there at Shipwreck Bay, which is kind of that way. And for the next, as long as it takes basically, we're on the beach again, shooting all the way north. Far north is one of my favourite places in New Zealand. I don't know why. I've been to a lot of cool places, but this place just, every time I want to go somewhere, this is where I want to come. So I'm excited. Back in 90 Mile Beach, the first time in about 3 years. So back and enjoy this. It is just gone 4 o'clock. It's daylight savings. It's 20 degrees outside. The sea's there, the beach is here, the dunes are there. I'm in my favourite car, in my favourite weather, in one of my favourite places. Just doesn't get better than this. So I wish there was an easy way just to show the vastness of this place and like the emptiness of it. It's aside from the dunes behind me, the sea that way, there's nothing here, if that makes sense. It's just a long stretch of beach, and it's there's a few people out, but it just feels so remote and so, what's the word I want? Not even isolated, that's not the right word, but just, you can have the place to yourself, even when there are other people around. And it's pretty special. So we made it up to the Mangui Bluff, or just the Bluff as it's commonly known. Little, I guess, semi-island. So in high tide you can't get here. Kind of all over there is completely off limits to vehicles, and it's underwater. I guess people too by that virtue. Low tide though, you can walk out and it's Pretty cool. Like, probably bring shoes. I didn't. The ground's very sharp, is the best word for it.
So I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. I'm going to try and get as close as I can without scaring you. All up in the forests here live wild horses, and there's one down on the beach just having a little bit of a trot. I just got to get back into the dunes as slow as I can. It's not happy that I'm here. There we go. I really hope that's coming across on camera. I don't know where it's off to, but how cool. That was the entrance to Paki Stream. Means I've only got 500 meters, kilometer maybe of beach left. And I've driven the entirety of 90 Mile Beach in an afternoon.
We've made it to the top of 90 Mile Beach. Ah, this place. Driven every single kilometer of it now, all the way from Waipoua in the south, well, to the south I should say, to the very tip of where you can drive here. So, in a vehicle, I cannot drive any further north on the beach in New Zealand. Crazy, eh? Behind me is kilometer after kilometer of sand and awesome stuff to see. So I'm pumped to have done that again. Third time now, I think, and it doesn't get any worse. It is just awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get a bit of a plan now, and I'll see you guys soon. Made it at long last. I've got no memory card left, no battery left. I'm knackered. It's like 7:30 at night. Big day. Catch you guys in the morning.
So to Paki Stream, we're going to drive up the stream and go and have a look at the giant sand dunes. I'm going to for the Reinga because walking to the top of them in the rain may not be too much fun. So yeah, going to roll up the beach and head straight up the stream and go a bit of a nosy there.
Paki Stream. This was the very first time I came here, the whole reason I wanted to come up here, apart from like Cape Reinga. But basically, drive this. It's a little stream that runs down beside the sand dunes and heads out to the sea, obviously, and you can just cruise up it. It's great fun. It's depending on the time of year, not normally too hard. It can be very soft in summer. There's not much water around, but yeah, it's just a cool place to come and cruise. And like, you can drive up a stream next to some sand dunes in the North Island. It's awesome. So on your way past the dunes, it is stopping and comes through to climb up them. If you've never gone up sand dunes before, they're really hard work, but the views from the top are cool. Like, surrounded by sand. I could probably get way further into the dunes, but on foot, whew, it's hard work. And to be fair, once you've seen one sand dune, they all do look quite similar. I know there's gonna be people who disagree with me, but I also love that, like, you come here plenty of times and it's always gonna be different. The constantly shifting sand and the wind and the, yeah, I don't know, it fascinates me. Paki done, it was time to jump back on the highway and head right to the very top of New Zealand. So that's behind me there is the meeting point of the Tasman and the Pacific Oceans, and make some really cool, what's the word I want here, currents, waves, where they smash together and basically the two seas, oceans, mix together. It's a pretty cool spot, and on a good day you can normally see right down into the water, and even on a calm day it is like rough in this little bit, just as those two big things swirl around the top of the country here. But yeah, there's the lighthouse behind me. We're very nearly there, Cape Reinga. Let's stop and have a quick look at the mixing, because I think it's kind of cool and one of those weird things that you don't get to see that often. And I've made it, the very top of the North Island. It's blowing an absolute gale up here, so I'm not going to be here long, but Cape Reinga lighthouse behind me, views for miles. If you can get up here, highly recommend it. It is epic. It's quite a cool place just to come and see something a little bit different and reach, you know, the most publicly accessible northern point of New Zealand mainland. With Reinga done, it was time to head out to Spirits Bay campsite, a place I've been wanting to go back to for quite a long time. So I'm currently at Spirits Bay. It's at the campsite here. It's a massive expanse of awesomeness, and come out of peak season, you're almost guaranteed to get quite a big chunk to yourself. Beach just over there, and yeah. So the whole of the far north is a sacred place to the Māori people of New Zealand, Aotearoa, and this place especially, up in the hills behind me here, there are some caves. They're probably not going to come across the camera as they're hard enough to see in person, but the Māori legend goes that the spirits come here to rest on their way north out of Aotearoa to their homeland. And when I was here a couple of years ago, a local iwi person came over and had a chat to us, and she basically said these hills are incredibly sacred and not to go into them as just a normal person. But this place is just kind of cool, like between the history and the stories, and you know, this is kind of where the Māori people landed in New Zealand originally. So yeah, Spirits Bay. I'd love to spend the night here, but it's only lunchtime and plenty of other places to go. So we're gonna go shoot down and look at the beach anyway, because it's got some weird sandy shell things, and I'm gonna go have a look at them again. With Spirits Bay done, it was time to turn around and start making the long trip home. Got over to the east coast quickly to check out Raroa Beach and drive on the silica white sand, which was absolutely stunning, before bouncing back over to 90 Mile Beach and starting the 1,000-kilometre journey home. This trip to the far north had been everything I wanted it to be. From exploring new places, revisiting some of my favourites, and spending a week on the road, it's pretty hard to beat. Catch you next time on Overland NZ.